Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another episode of Be Like the Prophets, presented by MCHK. This is your brother Ridwan presenting Prophet Saleh alayhi salam. To get straight to it, Prophet Saleh alayhi salam was a descendant of the great Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. He was chosen by Allah Azza wa Jal to help guide the people of Thamud. After the people of Ad, which were handled by Prophet Hud alayhi salam, the people of Thamud were best known among the ancient Arab tribes as a powerful people with a well-developed civilization. Saleh alayhi salam began his mission by calling his people, the people of Thamud, to faith. Prior to his call, people greatly admired him and looked up to him. As expected, his words which challenged Thamud's false beliefs were received with the same hostility as was shown by the people of the earlier prophets. But not to be deterred from carrying out his mission, Saleh alayhi salam continued to address his people using the arguments and evidences granted to him by Allah. Saleh alayhi salam tried to assure them that he had no interest in acquiring any material benefit for himself. The leaders of Thamud taunted Saleh alayhi salam and fabricated arguments against him. One day, while the unbelievers were gathered in a meeting place, Saleh alayhi salam appeared among them. They began to fling their taunts and accusations at him and asked him for a sign or a miracle to prove his prophethood. They put forward their demand that Saleh alayhi salam should call upon Allah, produce before them a she-camel with unique characteristics. According to the description, she should be tall and pregnant, and only if Saleh alayhi salam could bring them such a sign, they would believe in him. Saleh alayhi salam prayed to Allah Azza wa Jal for this sign, and all at once a pregnant she-camel matching the people's description emerged out of a rock on a hill. Subhanallah. Her sudden appearance in the same form as demanded by the unbelievers was a decisive sign and a proof, and as a result, a number of people accepted the call of Saleh alayhi salam. Saleh alayhi salam then addressed his people, ordering them not to harm the she-camel and to allow her to graze freely. This order didn't pose a problem. However, the camel's drinking was a different matter, for due to the she-camel's size, she would consume a great quantity of water from the wells. However, the divine order now came to Saleh alayhi salam to inform his people that the water that was given to them by Allah is to be shared between them and the she-camel. Saleh alayhi salam reminded his people about Allah's abundant favors and blessings, and he reminded them not to commit abuse or spread corruption. For a time, the she-camel enjoyed complete freedom of movement among the people, grazing freely. And as they had been ordered, they also allowed her to access their water supply. She also gave a huge amount of milk. It's narrated by Ibn Kathir that this was in exchange for the water. Soon, the she-camel also gave birth to a male calf. During this period, Saleh alayhi salam continued to preach and warn, but the majority of the unbelievers remained unmoved. In spite of Allah's messenger or any sign He might send them, they had no intention of ever abandoning their many fabricated gods or submit to Saleh alayhi salam's instructions. There was a group, however, of followers who followed the inspired Prophet, alhamdulillah, while another group followed the worst of people in their society. Still, Saleh alayhi salam continued to try to reach the unbelievers' hearts and warn them that they were being tested by Allah. But as before, his people's only response was rejection. Burning with anger at having to follow the despised Saleh alayhi salam's orders, the leaders of Thamud now met to resolve the issue of the she-camel once and for all. They decided that by killing her, they would again have all their water for themselves. In their evil plotting against an innocent creature, they completely forgot that the she-camel had been sent to them by Allah in response to their demand for a sign. They also disregarded that the water, their Lord's free grant, did not belong to any of them. They also overtook that in return for the water, the she-camel gave plentiful milk to them, giving them more than she took of their resources. After insolently rebelling against the command of Allah and brutally murdering the she-camel, the unbelievers confronted their Prophet. According to Ibn Kathir, all of them, young and old, had taken a vow of allegiance to the killer. and as they had killed the she-camel with the support and agreement of all his people. No longer could Salih alayhi salam's great white prophet's heart hold any compassion for his people, nor could they hope, nor could he hope for Allah's mercy upon them. He admonished them, warning them of a punishment to come after 3 days of enjoyment. Their next target was to kill the people of Thamud. Their next target was to kill Salih alayhi salam and his family. They slipped silently through the night, heading for Salih alayhi salam's house. Divine retribution overtook them. It is reported that a huge boulder carried by angels fell upon them from the sky, smashing their skulls, and they all died together, their punishment preceding that of their people. What was the punishment? The punishment was a blast. The day dawned onto the third day. The people of Thamud still waited in terror for the punishment of their Lord to arrive. What was the punishment? The devastating catastrophe that came upon the Thamud is described in the Quran in several different ways in different verses. Evidently, it consisted of tremendous shattering roar from the depths of the earth, accompanied by a frightful, devastating quaking, and the Thamud were destroyed inside their own cliff homes, in which they felt so invincible and secure. Allah saved Salih alayhi salam and the believers. If we reflect on this story of Salih alayhi salam, the story of Salih alayhi salam teaches us not to be arrogant and too proud of the skills we acquire within our lives, as they are all gifted by the mercy of Allah. Rather, we should use them to benefit for the akhirah. That's all for me for about Salih alayhi salam. Wa sallallahu alayhi Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.